Hi, it's Carter. It's Sunday, so let me give you a little sermonette, if I may, in this jog vlog. Just got done jogging. Yeah, got my knees all. There we go. There we go. Yeah. That's how we make it through. But you do it. You always do what you need to do in order to win, which is kind of what we're going to be talking about. And if I may, I'm going to take as my text the book of Kings, and it's the visit of the king of Israel to the dying Elisha, where he goes to beg him to help protect him against the amassed Syrians. You can look out the window and see them out there, and they want to come and take over Israel. And now here's the lesson for us, and it's an important lesson about fighting the good fight. Okay? Why don't you say amen when I'm done here? I want to hear it, okay? So he says, Elijah says to the king, get out your bow and your arrows there, and point them toward the window, and then Elijah puts his hand on the king's, and he says, now go ahead and shoot your arrow, okay? The king shoots his arrow, and Elijah says, if you continue doing that, God is going to enable you, empower you to defeat the amassed Syrians, if you continue doing that. And he kind of says to him, now, let me see you practice up here. Let me see you go ahead and take the offensive right here from the window. And let me see, make me and God proud, okay? Trust in God, make me proud, okay? So the king of Israel, takes out 3 arrows, shoots them at the Syrians. He's proud as a peacock. Elijah said, well, what are you doing? He said, I did what you told me. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. I told you to get out there and fight. I told you to fight and make us proud. I told you to take the initiative, and you shot 3 lousy arrows. Had you shot 6, you'd be on your way to victory now. But you went half-hearted. You went mediocre. Now you got a problem. And you're saying to yourself, that's a good story, but what does that have to do with where we are today? We're fighting the most evil cabal in America's history, toxic Joe Biden and his vile regime, who have proven they will do anything to steal this election, corrupt it and steal it, locking up their opponent, having him convicted on bogus crimes, running around the country intimidating those who would take a stand against Biden, the pro-lifers, the J6ers. Okay, they're banging down these people's doors, shooting them. Look it up, and incarcerating them in gulags. Anything, and wait till you see the cheating start on the votes. Okay, state like Pennsylvania, they'll extend it a couple days. You know, the old 3-day ploy. Oh, we can't get the votes on election day. I mean, third world countries do, but we can't for some reason. We can't count as well as Honduras or Guatemala, Nicaragua. Take another 3 days. Well, that's because they find out how many votes Trump wins by, and then go to Philadelphia, York, Harrisburg, 3 major black cities, and say, okay, we need this many votes to put us up ahead of Trump. It's what they did at 2 in the morning in 2020. So they're preparing to do it. That's where we are. But we can stop that if we fight tooth and nail, and if we get ugly about it. We have to get ugly. Shooting 6 arrows was ugly, and the king didn't want to get ugly about this. We got to get ugly. Toxic Joe and his cohorts are vile. We got to be vile in return. If I were Trump, when I went to that debate, I would stand up. I wouldn't sit down. If you remember, George Foreman used to do that to his opponents. He wouldn't sit in the corner. He'd stand just to show my legs are stronger. Well, Trump needs to point out when they say to him, well, you need to sit down, Mr. President. He said, no, I don't. I'm going to stand. And I really think he should stand too. And I think you should be honest about why he's not standing, because he's not capable of standing on his feet for another hour or 2. And he ought to promise, and if I ever get that bad, once I'm elected come November 5th, I'll resign and turn the office over to a vigorous vice president, which this man should have done long ago. You should hit him on every turn. Every turn. He should not hesitate to say, that's a lie, and set the record straight. And let's take it further. That's a couple arrows, but your arrows come into this too. You need to fight at the grassroots level. You know, if you're part of a Constitutional Rights Pack, you get material every day to help you in that fight. Totally free. Go and sign up, constitutionalrightspack.com. Even if you're not, confront your friends, confront your neighbors, confront your family members. Tell them that's wrong. Let's look at the real record of what Joe Biden has done to this country. What he said, prices have inched up a little bit. No, they haven't. They've skyrocketed to the point where people can't live with the price increases. 25% increase in mortgages, 25-30% increase in rents. Cost of eggs has doubled, and that's just an example of what he's done with the food prices. Gasoline up by more than a third. Wars everywhere that we don't need to be in, that he then lies about, we're winning, we're really winning, and that's a lie. It's a lie, and it's got to be pointed out it's a lie. And that's what you need to do with your friend. And you might say, but I'm not going to be getting in a fight with them all the time. Well, here's where we are. If we lose on November 5th, the ball game's over. This is not a test run. If we lose on November 5th, we will have a total, get ready for the word, fascist takeover. Every move you make will be controlled by Department of Homeland Security, Department of Justice, and the FBI. And the CIA will be thrown in there too. Every single move, every word you say, every thought you have. Okay? So that's what it's at stake. So it's worth slinging a lot of arrows for, isn't it? And don't think you can escape the country, because they'll have the new passport controls in. You have to defend why you're leaving the country. Anything they can find. There's an outstanding traffic ticket. We have to hold your passport. Don't overestimate it. That's where we are with these people, toxic Joe Biden and his villainous cabal. So get in there and fight. Sling all the arrows, because this is a fight we cannot afford to lose. Got to win. Got to win. Let's do this thing. Amen.